Hi love bugs, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a highly requested video from a lot of you. I have been stalling this video for a long time because I know every time I post a video like this I get a lot of hate. So I wanted to make sure I'm in a good mental state when I do talk about these things. I never really fully sit there and talk about it other than that one podcast that I did with Serena and Dee, which is called Book Smart, Street Smart. Today's video is all about OF, why I started it, what made me do it, how much money I've made, my journey with it, how to start, and also I am responding to something that someone said about me in a podcast. I am responding in this video because it kind of relates to it, so I just thought I'd get it out there, and I have a hard time biting my tongue when people are out there lying on my name. So today's video, we are gonna get into all of that, but before we start, I just wanna welcome to my page. I hope that you enjoy the content on here, and if you are new to the channel, my name is Gurneet, and if you are a fellow family member, welcome back, and if you haven't yet, please go and subscribe, like, comment, only if my content genuinely makes you happy. Just a disclaimer before we start and get into this video. If you are here just to hate and be an asshole, I am going to report you and block you because I don't have room for any of that. Once I block and delete that person or that account, I never think about it again. Like, it never crosses my mind again. I move on with my life. So it's just one of my favorite things to do. So I just want to give a disclaimer, if you are here to do that, then I am most likely just going to take that same action and repeat it, because for me, energy is big and I'm not going to let negative energy linger. And if you don't like me, don't watch me. Do you know what I mean? Just simply don't watch me.
Are you on your way? Are you coming soon to me? I'm parking in LA.
Let's get into this video. How did I start? Like, what made me start? How did it all happen? This was back in August 2020, and I was talking to my cousin, and I was like, I'm just so tired of doing like free things on social media. And at that time I was working 2 jobs. And previous to that, when I was in nursing school, I was working 3 jobs. I don't know how I did it, but I was always so busy. And being an influencer, a lot of influencers will agree with this. It's very hard to make money in the beginning. Like, it's just hard to get yourself out there. And once you do start making money, it's not full-time money. Most people that are bloggers and vloggers do have other full-time jobs until eventually they move on to just doing vlogging and influencing. It is something that takes a long time to get there. I have been on social media since 2016. So this is 2020, and this is like 4 years of like just putting a lot into it and not really getting paid. I was passionate about it. I liked doing this, you know? I liked being on social media. I liked talking about certain things that no one would talk about. I liked having a YouTube channel, which is a really long time ago. I'm really happy I'm back. And I remember telling my cousin, and my cousin goes, have you ever heard of OnlyFans? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you should do that. And I was like, no way, like I would never. Because for me, when I think about OnlyFans, I just thought about the certain content that people put out there, certain videos and the type of videos they make. I'm not able to say the word here because I don't want this video to get banned, but I was like skeptical, and I was like, I could never do that because I didn't know exactly what you're supposed to do on it. And she goes, no, I know a few girls who make so much money and they just do like lingerie photos or sexy bikini photos, and you kind of do that on your social media. And I was like, I do that because I did have a lot of bathing suit pictures back then. And I was like, yeah, like I'm pretty open with like wearing bikinis and lingerie and taking really sexy photos, but I just didn't think it would be a thing where I could actually make money off of that. I was like, really? Like, people would pay for that? Like, there's no way. And she's like, yeah, they would. So the thought was in my head for a while, and I think it was the beginning of September when I decided to talk to my mom. So that brings us to our second question. Do your parents know, and how did that work? I came home and I was like, Mom, I heard about this platform and it is known for certain type of videos and pictures, and I explained to her exactly what that was, and she was like, oh my God. And then I was like, yeah, like it is known for that, but I want to do like bikini pictures and lingerie photos and see where it goes. Sexy videos, things like that. And back then, that's all I really did. So like I said, this was back in 2020. Of course, my content has changed a lot more now that it's 2023. I've become more comfortable doing other type of pictures and videos, but back then that's kind of how I started. So I talked to my mom, and she was like, you know what, I think that's fine, you already post pictures like that. And I was shook because my mom is like a traditional Punjabi woman. She, you know, was born in India, she came here, she's an immigrant parent, her mindset is very cultural, so I just didn't think that would be okay. But at the same time, I did wear bikinis, and she was on my Instagram, so she knew I did certain pictures like that, and I was very open with like who I am and my body. I didn't straight up talk to my dad about it. My mom talked to my dad about it, but he was okay with it, thankfully. He's a pretty chill person. And then after that, I came home and I finally started registering. I'm gonna tell you guys all about the registration and approval and the bank information process, because the reason I'm even making this entire video is because I get a lot of messages from a lot of people being like, how does it work? How can I apply? Will I get approved? And is it worth the money? I'm just waiting for that airplane to pass. The amount of times I get interrupted by airplanes every time I record a video is crazy. I just wanted to say I am not trying to make anybody start at OF. That's really up to you. This is to answer questions of certain people that have asked me. I won't lie to you guys, I get a lot of brown girls and even some brown guys asking me and just being like, I really want to try OF, but I'm scared. I don't know what my families are going to say. Can I do it without my face? Like, so many. It's insane to me. And I never reply to them. The reason I don't reply is, one, I don't want to get involved. Two, I already get certain people being like, you're making people want to do this. And it's like, I don't make anybody want to do anything. That is on you. I can just give you the information that I have, and I can only share my own experiences. Let's talk about registration. They will ask you a lot of questions about yourself, just kind of legal information, and then they will ask for an ID card. So for me, I used my driver's license, and then they will also make you hold your driver's license and take a picture so that they can compare. They will also do like a 3D map scan of your face. So when you log in, log out, and they make sure that it's actually you, you're not stealing someone's identity. They do say it takes a week or two, but I got mine approved in 3 days. Will everyone get approved? I'm not sure. I've heard that some people haven't been approved. I'm not sure exactly what the reason was. People that I know also got approved within 3 days as well. Once you get approved, you go ahead and you start to set up your bank information. It will allow you to set up your bank information right away. It'll ask you your bank name, your transit number, your institution number, your account number, another airplane. Once you fill out your bank information, it does take a few days for them to verify it. The nice thing is, while you're waiting, you can actually start putting your content out there. Now we're gonna go into my first day. I was very nervous that night, and I was just so scared. I had put it on Instagram, and I was like, hey guys, I made an OF, go check it out. And I think I put it on Snapchat. That night I decided to stay at my cousin's house. I was just so anxious, and I just didn't want to be alone. Every hour I kept checking, and I'm getting subscriptions. Nice thing is you get to put a subscription fee. Some people have their account for free. I had a subscription fee. I felt like my content is going to be good, so I feel like people should be paying for the subscription fee. I think my account was set to be about $25, and then the nice thing is you can put it on sale, like 5%, 10%, up to 50%, whatever you want. Eventually I fell asleep, and I woke up around 8 in the morning the next day, and I look at how much I made. In the first night I made $6,000. $6,000, and it was American dollars. Because I'm Canadian, everything ends up being a lot more for me. So that 6,000 was probably like a little bit more depending on the exchange rate that day. And then my first month, I made 59,000 American dollars, which is freaking crazy to me. I would put a screenshot up of the 59,000 American dollars, but unfortunately I don't have the receipts for it. And this is why, whether you guys believe me or not, up to you. I just want to tell you guys the truth about exactly how my OF journey went. I don't have the receipts because I deleted my OnlyFans account. The reason I deleted my OF account, my initial account that I first made, was because I got back together with somebody, and that person did not want me to be on OF. So I wanted to respect that person's wishes, so I deleted it. I was on it for 3 months, and then we got back together. So in those 3 months, I made close to 100K, which is ridiculous, because I'm going to tell you guys what I did with that money in a minute, but I want to address this. This person went on a podcast and said something about how they lost sleep over my OF, and I was gonna let this person have it because I'm like, whatever, but that's just not the truth. And I'm just like, no, nobody lost sleep over my OF. Okay, nobody, because one, I deleted the account when I was with this person, so that doesn't even make sense. Two, this person enjoyed all that money with me. That's the messed up thing. Like, we actually spent it together. And I hate even saying the word we, because I have the biggest ick now. There is so much more that this person has said on that podcast, but I just don't even want to go into it because it is what it is. Like, if somebody feels better disrespecting me or making it look like I'm this evil witch, so be it. I do have to, you know, point out that no one lost sleep. I laughed when I saw that part because I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyway, now that that's out of the way, I feel a lot lighter. Anyway, so that's kind of why I don't have the screenshot, but I do have the screenshots for everything else. Fast forward to December 2021 is when we ended that whole thing, and I came back home. So in December, I came back right before Christmas, and I started my OF again. I made $2,000, but I wasn't really trying. Like, I probably promoted it twice, put it on my story, and I was barely posting on it, so I wasn't really on top of it. Then in January, I made around $4,000, so slowly it started getting better, and I actually started feeling better. That's kind of why I think I made more and more money. Because, you guys, this is the truth. When you feel your best and you're doing your best, you're able to manifest a lot more in your life. So by the time March rolled around, I felt amazing. I felt like myself. I felt the best I've ever felt. And I was single. I was just free, and I was feeling so amazing. And that month I made around 10K, I believe, because I was actually like manifesting and being on top of it and doing whatever I needed to do. As you guys can see, this is what I made those 3 months. It's a big, big difference. Since then, I stayed around 10K consistently for a while until I believe this year, March, where I hit around 17K. So I think it's always kind of been in those brackets of 10K to about 17K. Like, that's the bracket I'm kind of in now. I love what I do. I love the money. I love the freedom that comes with it. But let me tell you guys what I did with that first $59,000 that I made. I am so stupid. Other than spending it with that person, I also bought a Mercedes that I did not need at all. I went and spent like $700 on plants. Like, I love plants, but you don't need to spend $700 on plants, okay? This is like a $30 plant from IKEA, and it's my snake plant, and I love it so, so much. Okay, so you don't need like a super expensive plant. I got like bamboo sticks for like $2 each. And then I spent it on a Prada bag. I got matching shoes. I bought my mom some gold jumke. They were really heavy. But that I don't regret at all. My mom deserves the world. I will buy her anything, anytime. And then I went and got my cousin's Gucci belts, and they deserve it too, don't get me wrong. But my problem was I was just spending and not really thinking about like taxes or any of that. So the year after, when I found out how much taxes I had to pay, I was like, holy. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about payments. So if you are serious about this, or if somebody that actually does this doesn't really know much, payment wise, what they do is OF takes a 20% cut, which actually ends up being a lot, because if you look at my net and then you look at that, it's a big difference. So you can see how much, you know, you actually would be making if they didn't take 20%, or if they just took 10%. But 20% is a lot. But the nice thing is you don't have to make your own website, and it's all kind of there for you, and they have a good system going. When it comes to is it worth it, I think it really depends on you, and I think it really depends on how many followers you have, because the more followers you have, the more money you can make quicker, because people want to see more. And it's actually crazy how much money you can make off OF. Like, I don't even do certain things that some girls do, and not saying that it's good or bad, up to them, but there's certain things that I'm not comfortable doing. But I also want to say OF isn't just for like sexual content. Like, it's not all about, you know, photos with bikinis or lingerie. There are people that are makeup artists on there. There are chefs on there sharing recipes. There are YouTube family channels on there that do more behind the scenes. Like, there's so many ways to make money off of it, and that's something I really wanted to mention to people, that they don't think it's just like that's all you're supposed to do on it. You could do so much with OF. Another airplane. Great. This video helped for people that were looking into doing something similar. Pray that you have somebody that's supportive. Like, I genuinely have so much love for each and every one of you guys, and I really do pray that you have a good person beside you, whether that's your partner, especially if that's your partner in life, actually, because that person is always going to be there for you. And that is something that's changed my life in the last year. My husband is so amazing, so supportive, he's so understanding, and he has his own things going on, and I love that he never takes away from me when people talk shit. Like, you know, he never sits there and says, well, people are saying this about you on Twitter, this is what people are saying about you here. Like, he doesn't let that get into his head or heart, because he knows me more than anybody in this world. When he's not okay with things, he straight up tells me, like, hey babe, I'm not okay with that, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't make me feel comfortable. And for this man, I would leave OF. Like, if he had a problem with OF, I would literally delete it right now. Like, no amount of money matters to me when it comes to him. Like, isn't that crazy that you can find somebody that makes you feel that way? It's insane. So that's something that I really do hope for each and every one of you. Whether you like me, whether you don't, I hope that you find someone exactly like that. Somebody who isn't there to control you. Someone who's not like, well, if you do this, then I'll love you. Or if you don't do this, then you'll be my girl or my guy or whatever, right? But instead being like, this is who you are and I freaking adore you for it. I find it so cute. And you yourself want to do better because you're fully loved by this person. So you want to be the best version. So every single day you're working on yourself while that person's working on themselves. And I think it's so beautiful. And I just wanted to mention that because I don't talk about it a lot. I should do a relationship video, but I just think love is so beautiful. And when you're with the right person, you really do understand it more in a different way. All right, love bugs, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope that you enjoyed this content. Thank you so much for supporting me and loving me and giving me unconditional love, especially for my supporters. I see your messages. I'm so sorry I'm not able to respond to every single one of them, but I see them and I appreciate them so much, and I hope one day I can respond to every single thing. And the one place I do respond on as much as I can is Snapchat. If you do have me on Snapchat, if you don't, all my socials are listed below. That's the one place I'm more active on. And then comments, of course. I always reply to comments all the time. So if you do want to get my attention, comments or Snapchat is the best way. Again, thank you so much for supporting me and being so genuine. I love you guys so much. This is why I continue to make videos. Like, I'm not even monetized on this channel. I genuinely enjoy talking to you. I enjoy making content for you. I enjoy connecting with you. So I just really wanted to leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching my video.